As some of you may have noticed in our last video, we are breeding fish now, so today we're going to talk about our most troubled pair. This is Perdita. She's a wonderful mom. She cleans her slate, she lays her eggs, she fans them. Wonderful. But this is Pongo. If there was a Fish Dad of the Year award, he would not be receiving it. These two were spoiled in a community tank before we were able to get our hands on them, so they're very, very picky and very difficult. And although the rest of our fish room is filled with babies, and even more babies, we have only ever had one baby angelfish from all these eggs. So we decided it's time to switch things up. Although we've heard of much success with pickle jars, 1 gallon jars, things like that, that's not us. So we upgraded to a 5 gallon, which we are filling halfway, and an adjustable heater set to 80 degrees. Note that we are filling this with water from the parent angelfish tank. So the next step was to get better at pulling the eggs.
Please, let me have your eggs. Ah.
Which, there's no way in hell my hand is going in the tank, but Tom seems to have mastered this time. Lastly, as soon as they were done breeding, we did take some of the water from their tank and put it into the other angelfish tank, which holds our dwarf Leopoldes, hoping to encourage breeding in there since we are desperate. We also picked up on the fact that our angelfish seem to breed every other Thursday, and sure enough, they started Thursday, and we had all of our gear set up and ready to go to be able to record them. We also were able to stream this live on Twitch, which was a super cool opportunity to teach people about angelfish and how they breed. But overall, it was just a really fun experience to get to watch the process from start to finish, so hopefully you enjoy this time lapse of that. I also want to make note that this is the first time that Pongo seems like he is actually wanting to fertilize the eggs. He gets distracted here and there, but not nearly as much as usual, so we're hoping that this being a new pair, they are learning as they go, and this will be a much more successful run. We also are pulling the eggs since they are definitely egg eaters. As you get into these super domesticated species, the further away from wild that you get, the more likely they are to be really bad at reproducing. Now, most of the prep work that you saw in the beginning of the video regarding the tank, we did that right as they were finishing up laying their eggs. We then gave them about an hour to fan and care for the eggs and just make sure that Pongo had everything fertilized before we went ahead and pulled that slate. The last concern that we have is that our water is harder at our new place since we're on a well, and we heard that can make it a little bit more difficult for the eggs to be fertilized. So we do have some methylene blue in here to stop the fungus, and with any luck, we will be updating you next week with babies and the rest of the process in raising them. But before next Friday, we will be putting out a special video on our top 5 favorite products that we have in our fish room that make great last-minute Christmas gifts. Hopefully we'll see you then.